This is a point that starts with Decisive and Gabe Tardio up on this side up here, serving to Dylan Frazier and JW Johnson on this side down here. Decisive is going to start this point by serving the ball to JW Johnson on that side of the court, and JW Johnson is going to then return the ball back somewhat deep to the middle of the court and make his way up to the kitchen line. No problem at all. Both him and Dylan are up there fully established at the kitchen line, and this is a really easy play for them to both get up there and maintain that offensive position to start off the point. Hey, real quick, before we get back to the video, I just want to let you know about something really interesting that we're doing in the year 2025. Every month in 2025, we're going to be giving away one of our signature paddles, the SpinBoss Pro. So if you're interested in winning one of these for free, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to always be notified when we upload a new video. With that said, let's get back to the video. At this point, Gabe Tardio, this is one thing that he really likes to do, is he likes to leave the drop for his partner, especially if it's in the middle. The ball is kind of up in the air about who's going to take it. If it's in the middle, Gabe Tardio usually likes to start moving forward, creating some kind of offensive pressure on this team over here, and he allows his partner, Decisive, to take this ball and go ahead and just drop it, and he ends up dropping it right down to the middle right there, and Gabe continues to come up and apply pressure. At this point, Andre hit a successful drop right to the middle of the court, and Gabe has moved up and applied pressure. Unfortunately, the drop from Decisive wasn't super aggressive. He didn't do anything super crazy with it. It was a pretty deep return, so it's gonna be hard to do anything super offensive with your drop at this point. So Gabe Tardio doesn't really have any opportunities with the pressure that he was applying to go ahead and try and take like a poach or anything like that. It's just a basic drop, and at this point, Decisive is now going to start to move in and maintain the position up at the kitchen line up there and join the other three players to put this into more of a neutral position. They weren't really playing for an easy short win in this point because they saw that the return was deep. So they're now just trying to establish themselves up at the kitchen line and make sure that they're not playing defense for the whole point and trying to maintain a neutral position up at the kitchen line and then eventually gain some kind of offensive ground when they're all established up there at the kitchen line and everything is neutral. Now, JW is going to move over and take this ball and dink this shot pretty deep into the court, right back to here, because Andre hasn't fully gained his position up at the neutral position of the kitchen line. So he's still leaving a little bit of court back there for these two players over here to take advantage of. So JW does this pretty well and puts him into the corner over here. Decisive, fortunately for this team over here, is a super consistent player. He can pretty much drop the ball from anywhere, so he goes ahead and takes this, no problem at all, and drops it back to this area of the court right over here. Super easy play, and at this point, Decisive joins his partner, Gabe Tardio, up at the line, and we're in a completely neutral position. Nobody is on offense, nobody's on defense. Everyone is now looking for some kind of offensive attack or something to gain a favorable position in this point to go ahead and win it later on. Now that all four players are up and established at the non-volley zone line, the kitchen line, and it's a completely neutral atmosphere of the point, no one is ahead in the point, no one is behind in the point, everyone is looking for offensive opportunities to try and go on the offense and win the point. At this point, a bunch of dinking is going to now ensue, and everyone is going to start dinking with each other to all different spots on the court. I think JW goes middle, Decisive goes middle. They each hit wide dinks to each other. The dinking is going to be really good and really neutral. No one is doing anything super aggressive with their dinks, and it's just basically at this point, it's a waiting game. If you've ever seen JW and Dylan play, you know that they are some of the most patient players in professional pickleball, and they rarely speed up anything that's not an attackable ball. So if it's not above the plane of the net, they usually don't speed it up. So this is kind of the strategy that they're going to apply to this situation, JW and Dylan, is they're going to try and out-dink this other team over here until they eventually make an error or pop the ball up or do something like that that gives these guys an edge in the point. Unfortunately, the two players that they're facing over there are some of the best offensive attackers in professional pickleball, especially Gabe Tardio on this side. He's dangerous on that side, and he can speed up balls from any which way, and he's got great hands to back it up. So it's kind of the two different game styles playing each other, and what ends up happening is they're dinking and they're dinking and they're dinking, going cross court, back to middle, whatever, and eventually Decisive hits a wide dink out to this part of the court that forces JW Johnson to move out, take a step off of the kitchen line, and he ends up hitting a somewhat dead dink back to the middle of the court right here. It's pretty shallow, nothing super aggressive on it, And Gabe Tardio actually moves over and with his forehand rolls this beautiful offensive topspin lob into the back of the court back here. It took this team down here, JW and Dylan, completely by surprise. Nobody knew that was going to happen. He hit it really well with his shot. So Dylan ends up running around, and because he was so caught off guard by this shot, he actually runs around and hits the ball with his backhand, and he ends up hitting it and leaving the ball short into the net right here. This is an awesome play from Gabe Tardio over there because it shows that he's one of the best offensive decision makers in pickleball. And offense doesn't necessarily mean you have to speed the ball up. In this case, offense was simply hitting a lob over their opponents to try and get them to back off of the kitchen line. It worked, the lob landed, and they ended up making an unforced error. I love this play from Gabe Tardio because it shows that he's a super versatile player in the sense that he doesn't have to speed up the ball every time in order to create offense. In this scenario, it was just a loopy lob with topspin that ended up going super deep in the court, and it threw this team off guard, forcing an unforced error. That's a great play by this team up here. Really love to see it. Hey, real quick, if you're interested in learning more about different plays that we offer inside of our pickleball playbook, I want you to click the link down below in the description to download our free download of one of the plays inside the pickleball playbook. This play is called the side pocket, and it's going to teach you how to use angles on your drop shot to create offensive opportunities as you're moving into the kitchen line. It's a great play. Definitely don't want you to miss it, so go ahead and click the link below in the description to download this play for free.